In this video, we look back at one of the greatest Mexican boxers of all time, Ruben Olivares. Ruben was a brilliant boxer puncher who could hit equally well with either hand. He was a terrific puncher, someone who could lead or counter without missing a beat. Once he had his man hurt, he was absolutely merciless. Ruben showed a tremendous left hook in this fight. Just look at how devastating it is. The way he set up that left hook with the right hand, absolutely beautiful. The opponent did well to get through the round, showing some impressive resilience. The fight was suddenly stopped standing in round 2, despite the opponent not being hurt. Honestly, I've got no idea what the referee was doing here. The left hand was used masterfully by Ruben in this fight. Ruben really was such a beautiful fighter. Tiny tells the referee that he doesn't want to continue, and honestly, who could blame him? He was completely outclassed.
And Rose trying the right, the inside right, oh, beautiful left from Olivares, quad Rose, flush on the chin there.
Ruben challenged the WBC and WBA bantamweight champion Lionel Rose next. Ruben's record was astonishing, 51 wins with 50 knockouts.
These rights into the side of the head, action there, tried to swing over the head, missed twice on Rose, and then a left hook into the head of Rose. Solid punches coming in from Olivares now.
In the second round, Ruben exploded into action. It was a devastating shift. Mixing body shots with crisp punches to the head, Ruben kept Rose on edge, always guessing. The last half of the round was a nightmare for Rose. A big knockdown seemed to sap the champion of his confidence and spark.
Right, Rose tried that solid right cross into the side of the head of Rose to get it. Olivares not wasting any time. Rose moving back towards the ropes now. Olivares working on the body, and that was Olivares' round.
From that moment on, he wasn't quite the same. The tone was set, and things didn't get any easier for Rose. Ruben stayed on him, relentless, throwing a mix of wild power shots and calculated strikes. I loved how he tripled, sometimes even quadrupled, the left hook in rapid succession. He'd touch Rose lightly, touch again, and then, boom, a big shot would land. By the 5th round, the end felt inevitable.
Straight left to the head of Olivares coming in, trying the left rip, comes in with the right around in the kidney region, and then left hooking into the head of Rose. Rose forced back on the ropes, and Rose looks as though he's in front of it. Olivares is pounding away at the midsection of Rose. Rose moving back again into center ring, gets a left jab, a right cross, a left hook into the head, a right cross to the head, a left hook into the head of Rose, and Rose.
Ruben unleashed a combination for the first knockdown that was simply breathtaking in its precision and power. To his credit, Rose fought back. He showed tremendous heart, trading with Ruben and refusing to go down without a fight. But Ruben was a murderous puncher, a machine, and on this night, nobody was going to stop him.
Here at the forum, a right and a left to the head from Olivares. Rose being forced to miss. Olivares with those jolting.
The crowd erupted in chaos as the fight reached its conclusion. Media, fans, even police stormed the ring, shoving and pushing as pandemonium took over. The knockdowns in that round were particularly brutal. This was Ruben at his peak, a perfect storm of power, skill, and ferocity. Few mentioned just how skilled he was as a fighter. His footwork, his ability to mix shots, and his relentless pressure made him almost untouchable. At just 22 years old, he seemed unstoppable, but nobody was going to beat Ruben that night. Ruben entered the ring as the favorite, and he proved that the favoritism was well deserved. But in the third, the tide seemed to shift when Chucho leveled the champion. It was actually a clash of heads that hurt Ruben. The follow-up punch by Chucho sure didn't help. Still, Ruben kept cutting down the challenger one round after another. Throughout the fight, Ruben's left hook proved to be his most effective weapon. He landed heavy body shots, delivering crisp hooks and uppercuts along the ropes. Ruben really put it all together in the 8th round. The champion had his best round of the night, and there was nothing Chucho could do about it.
To fight, still the bantamweight champion of the world by unanimous decision, Ruben Olivares.
Ruben didn't increase his KO percentage, but he did remain undefeated. In their rematch, Chucho seemed more willing to throw punches. Ruben suffered a cut very early in the fight, possibly from an accidental headbutt. With just 33 seconds to go in the round, the referee called over the doctor, and the fight was stopped. Ruben's second meeting with Kanazawa was nothing short of a classic, a fight that earned its place as Japan's Fight of the Year. It was a brutal and captivating showdown where both men poured everything they had into the ring. The early rounds were tense and competitive. Ruben showed relentless aggression, punishing body shots, and a work rate that slowly began to sap Kanazawa's energy. Their first fight had ended with Ruben scoring a quick knockout in the second round, but this time, Kanazawa wasn't just fighting to win, he was fighting for redemption. And for much of the night, he gave the performance of his life. The pace was relentless. Kanazawa had to throw far more punches than he was comfortable with just to keep Ruben off him. By the 7th round, Ruben had started to turn the tide completely, dragging the match into the kind of firefight he thrives in. The unforgettable climax came in the 13th round. Sensing time was running out, Kanazawa took an enormous risk. He gave everything he had, unleashing a furious barrage of punches that had the crowd roaring and Ruben momentarily backpedaling. For a brief moment, it felt like the impossible might happen, like Kanazawa could steal the fight. But as the saying goes, you come at the king, you best not miss. Despite the onslaught, Ruben absorbed the punishment, weathered the storm, and fired back just enough to show Kanazawa he was far from finished. As the 14th round began, it was clear Kanazawa had nothing left. He could no longer keep up with Ruben's pace. Sensing the end, Ruben moved in, determined to close the show. Kanazawa was put down 3 times in that round before the referee mercifully stepped in to stop the fight. It marked the end of a heroic effort. Kanazawa had given everything in pursuit of the title, but it simply wasn't enough. This fight was a showcase of heart and skill from both men. But in the end, Ruben proved why he was the bantamweight champion.
Contender in the world, Jesus Pimentel.
You could see it on Pimentel's face during the introductions. He came to fight.
Champion of the world, Ruben Olivares.
And the fighter with a white stripe is Jesus Pimentel, the World Boxing Commission's #1 contender. And of course, the fighter with his back towards you and to us, we at ringside, Luis Moreno and I, of course, the great world champion, Ruben Olivares.
But Ruben's relentless pressure slowly broke him apart.
Round 3 of a schedule 15.
Ruben's work rate was relentless from the opening bell.
And this could be disastrous for Pimentel. Olivares, sort of a bolo type punch, throwing it from way low.
Se encuentran cortados. Los dos boxeadores se encuentran cortados.
Pimentel's best moment came in the 4th round when he cracked Ruben with a clean left hook that opened a cut high on the champion's forehead. Ruben, stunned and momentarily groggy, had to bear hug Pimentel just to buy time and recover. By the 6th round, Ruben had caught up with him. Pimentel found himself backed into a neutral corner where he tried to trade blows, landing a solid left counter, but he left himself wide open for Ruben's thunderous right hand, a shot that sent Pimentel sprawling backward, his feet dangling over the lower rope.
Pimentel knocked out of the ring, flat on his back, but he gets right back in.
From that moment on, the fight seemed to age Pimentel by years. At 31, he suddenly looked every bit of 8 years older than the younger, hungrier Ruben.
There it is, you saw it again, right there. He went right through the ropes and
Pimentel tried to rally, refusing to stay down. In the 9th round, Ruben unleashed a furious series of punches to the head, battering Pimentel all over the ring.
He's also breathing hard, very hard, in fact.
By the 11th round, Pimentel had nothing left to give. Ruben sensed the end and went to work, ripping hard left hooks to the jaw and pounding the body with relentless precision.
Olivares dominating the fight.
Ruben continued to put on a clinic in the 11th round. His combinations landed with precision, wearing his opponent down. By the end of the round, Pimentel's trainer had seen enough. He pulled his fighter out, knowing there was no point in letting him take any more punishment. The bout was over. Pimentel had given everything in the ring, but Ruben was simply too much.
Finalizado la contienda, amigos. Ha finalizado la segunda pelea de campeonato mundial.
Ruben made his featherweight debut and showed how the extra weight had improved his punching power. His performance was a masterclass in calculated aggression. He meticulously dismantled the southpaw Walter with a deliberate and patient approach, gradually introducing his arsenal. As the second round began, Ruben wasted no time asserting his dominance. A sharp straight right hand put Walter in immediate trouble.
Izquierda por delante, en pleno mentón del de Nueva York, y está sintiendo el castigo.
Sensing his moment, Ruben closed in with a short and precise left hook that buckled Walter's knees.
Trata de irse hacia las sogas, iba a caer, pero las sogas lo detuvieron, está golpeando a dos manos.
The referee wisely stepped in, halting the bout to prevent further punishment.
Y ha sido todo. Ha decretado knockout técnico el referee.
In just 2 rounds, Ruben demonstrated why his transition to the featherweight division was destined to be a success.
Of course, Ruben Olivares' record speaks for itself, as he is the champion, 76 wins out of 80 pro fights, and he has stopped 69 opponents.
This fight was an absolute classic.
Wearing the white trunks with the blue stripe, and Olivares catches Arguello off balance.
2 masterful boxer punchers putting on a show, each displaying their brilliance.
And it's Olivares. A right hand by Arguello that did find its mark, but Olivares fighting back.
Alexis had the height and reach, but Ruben's elite skill set erased those advantages at times.
And starting to work to the body right above us. Olivares.
His technique was pure artistry.
And Olivares comes back with combinations of his own.
Both fighters looked sharp, classy. Their fundamentals were on point.
Olivares to the body, to the head. Looking like the true champion he is. But Arguello keeps coming back. Good body shot by Arguello. And now it's Arguello. Arguello scoring. A real war. 10 seconds left. Both fighters toe to toe. What a fight! Olivares' corner working on that eye. A slight cut, a slight cut. And now both fighters toe to toe again. I don't know how long they can keep that action up.
Ruben's body attack was relentless. He kept digging downstairs all night.
Olivares, blood streaming down his eye now. Olivares' cut has opened up and it is bleeding. Olivares' left eye is bleeding, but it's Olivares who's throwing most of the leather now.
His movement was smooth, efficient, and always in control.
Olivares mixing his punches up, scoring to the body, scoring to the head, has Arguello against the ropes. Now it's Arguello coming back. Look, Olivares scoring to the body with those sharp left hooks.
His defensive work stood out. Textbook stuff, slipping, rolling, countering. Everything structured and precise.
Crowd predominantly from Mexico. Chance for Olivares. A left right by Olivares. A left right combination thrown by Olivares. Rattled Arguello. Pushing his taller opponent into the corner, hammering away at the body. Olivares hammering to the body.
His left hook was a serious weapon. It landed clean to the head and body, short and compact on the inside.
Olivares has Arguello in the corner. 10 seconds.
Ruben was up on the scorecards, but Alexis was a solid 15-round fighter. The championship rounds were where he was most dangerous. Alexis landed a textbook left hook inside.
Round 13. Olivares is up. Arguello might pull off a huge upset here. As Olivares was stunned, ran right into a left hook. Arguello gets new life. Olivares ran into a solid left hook that floored him, but he's coming back. There's a long way to go, only 1 minute. Dick Young. 7, 8, 9, it's over.
When he had his man hurt, he usually finished the fight, and this moment was no different.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there's no shame in getting iced by a young Alexis, just like there's no shame in getting outboxed by an aging Ruben. That's just the game.
and new featherweight champion of the world, Alexis Arguello.
Cambio de golpe, mejor Olivares.
Bobby appeared strong in the first 2 rounds, but Ruben dramatically changed the complexion of the fight in the third, and didn't lose another round.
Y ahí están los dos en acción, con toda su fortaleza, con todo su vigor. Comenzaba a tomar un color excepcional la pelea. Ahí va Olivares tratando de imponer su ritmo. Debió aflojar Chacón por un instante, la derecha de Olivares. Clarita, plena sobre la cara de Chacón y otra vez esa derecha que lo conmueve, que lo sacude. Ahí vuelve el púa, están cambiando golpes, va a llegar el final de una tercera vuelta muy intensa. Gran pelea abierta, frontal. Aquí está.
He knocked Bobby down with a straight right in the first 10 seconds of the 9th round.
Noveno, qué derecha. Lo tomó pleno sobre el mentón cuando atacaba a Chacón, con esa izquierda tendiente a estar baja y esa derecha del púa lo manda a la lona. Atención, el conteo de protección, vean la mano, ahí va. Estupendo, clara, plena.
From there, Bobby was pounded unmercifully for the remainder of the round.
Ataca Olivares, comienza a castigar con una dureza tremenda Chacón. Otra izquierda y otra más. Está sentido Chacón. Está nubilado, no está groggy. Está frontal, abierto, aguanta valientemente a todo dar. Estos eran los boxeadores de la década del 70. Iba Olivares, guapo. Ataca el púa con golpes de ambas manos. Va a llegar la campana que va a marcar una tregua y el que la precisa realmente es Chacón. Ahí va.
During the intermission, Chacon's manager asked the referee to stop the fight.
Se convierte en ganador por nocaut técnico o por...
Ruben Olivares. He is the world featherweight champion, Schoolboy Bobby Chacon.
Ruben was an underdog for this fight, but he delivered a very dominant performance. From the opening bell, Ruben imposed his will.
Mucho cuidado, Olivares, ese es precisamente un ponchador famoso, fabuloso.
Midway through the second round, he landed a vicious left-right combination that sent Bobby crashing to the mat.
Se va al suelo Bobby Chacón. Está bastante sentido ahí. Chacón se puso a pensar bien si se para o no se para. Larry Rosadilla le da el conteo.
Though Bobby managed to stagger back to his feet, he was immediately driven into Ruben's corner, where the Mexican veteran unleashed a relentless barrage of punches. Lefts and rights came in waves, battering Bobby until he crumbled to the canvas for a second time.
Volvió y se desplomó Bobby Chacón. Ahí vemos a Rosadilla contándole. Chacón se para nuevamente, pero creemos que esto solamente cuando ya tiene a su enemigo se convierte en algo sanguinario, un ser sin piedad y sin nada, y ahí lo vemos, golpeando a merced.
Seeing the punishment Bobby was taking, the referee waved the fight off. Bobby's poor showing that night was the culmination of a disastrous lead-up to the fight. Known for his wild partying and lax approach to training, Bobby had parted ways with his longtime manager and trainer, and he had placed his brother-in-law, a man with no boxing expertise, in charge of his training camp. Predictably, the preparation was chaotic and ineffective. Ruben, notorious for his own indulgences outside the ring, came into this fight focused and in fighting shape, a sharp contrast to Bobby. The result was a brutal dismantling of an opponent who, despite his natural talent, had sabotaged his chances through poor decisions and lack of discipline. This fight was a night to remember. From the opening bell, the tension was palpable. An electric crowd of 8,000 roared their support for Ruben, the hometown favorite. But David, undeterred by the hostile environment, stepped into the ring with the heart of a lion. The fight exploded into action in the very first round. David unleashed a thunderous left hook that sent Ruben crashing to the canvas. The crowd gasped in disbelief as their champion hit the floor. Ruben quickly scrambled to his feet, his determination unshaken. That early knockdown set the tone for what would be an all-out war. Round after round, the two warriors exchanged heavy blows. Neither man was willing to back down. Ruben, known for his resilience, began clawing his way back into the fight, using his experience and ferocity to press forward. But David, fighting with unyielding composure, matched him punch for punch, refusing to give an inch. The atmosphere in the arena was electric, the crowd hanging on every punch. The final rounds were a brutal test of endurance. Both men gave everything they had. The decision was razor thin, with only a single point separating the two fighters on each card. To the shock of the pro-Ruben crowd, the judges awarded the victory to David.
He is a two-time Bantam and featherweight champion of the world, Mr. Knockout with 71 KOs, Ruben Olivares.
Ruben faced off against Lopez in a fight that had fans on the edge of their seats. The opening round began with controversy. Ruben was credited with a knockdown by the referee, although it appeared Lopez had simply slipped. Lopez quickly regained his composure and stormed back to dominate the round, knocking Ruben down twice.
Un recto de derecha depositó al Púas en la lona. Un recto de derecha depositó a Luna. Vamos a verlo nuevamente en cámara lenta. Mire, un recto de derecha precioso y se fue el Púas a la lona. Se reanudó la pelea nuevamente.
Ruben, visibly frustrated, pounded the canvas, upset with his own mistakes.
Segunda caída de Rubén, un golpe similar. Un golpe similar. Estábamos haciendo la aclaración de que el primero que había caído no fue Olivares, fue Dani López. Suena la campana y qué señor round, el calzón tinto. Muy bien la derecha de Olivares, entró ahí en el pleno mentón de Dani López. Primero en caer fue Dani. La puntuación de esta pelea, ¿cómo la daría? Dos caídas de Olivares, una de Dani López. Vuelve Olivares a caer, tremendo gancho de derecha.
Lopez's momentum carried into the second round, where he floored Ruben again under a flurry of punches.
Verde, entre verde y negro con vivos blancos. Es depositado nuevamente en la lona.
But Ruben wasn't ready to go down without a fight. He came back strong in rounds 3 and 4, landing powerful shots that cut Lopez alongside his right eye.
El coloradito y le hizo daño a Olivares con la derecha nuevamente. Conectó muy bien el coloradito Olivares, que tuvo que retroceder. Se está reponiendo rápidamente.
Ruben showcased his skill, delivering beautiful overhand rights and mixing up his angles, proving he still had plenty of fight left in him. However, in the 7th round, Lopez landed a decisive blow. In Ruben's own corner, Lopez threw a short, precise right hand that traveled only 6 inches.
Clavó en la derecha de López, tremendo. Una derecha al mentón y está bastante tocado Rubén. Ahí vemos al referee contándole. Está bastante tocado Rubén y ha finalizado la pelea. Ha finalizado la pelea.
That punch was enough to send Ruben down for the final time.
Y la verdad que estaba bastante mal Rubén. No se paró Rubén Olivares y acaba de ganar por nocaut. 1 minuto 59 segundos del séptimo round. Rubén Mr.
Though Ruben lost, his heart was undeniable. It was a fight between two greats. And while Ruben was past his prime, he went out on his shield, showing the true spirit of a champion.
Televisión en español para Estados Unidos de Norteamérica. Repetimos el resultado de las dos peleas que hemos visto esta noche. En la primera, Lupe Pintor ganó por nocaut. En el segundo round, a Catarino Flores. En esta, la pelea estrella.
We'll continue this career recap on the great Ruben in a future video. Stay tuned. It's gonna be worth the wait.